Hey guys, it's Mike and Nico from Eldorado Guitars, and today we're coming at you with a video about the CEO of Guitar Center making a huge mistake. Let's get to it. So one of my favorite things to do on a Saturday or Sunday morning, especially Sunday mornings during football season, is to have a breakfast beer. So I've got a breakfast beer here, and I thought we could talk about what's going on at Guitar Center over a breakfast beer. So if you haven't seen this clip from the CEO of Guitar Center, it came out sometime in late March, like an Instagram video or YouTube short or something. And basically he says, hey, I have an exciting announcement. We are gonna start our own guitar brand and we're gonna do it involving you. So we're gonna, put things online and get feedback from you guys in the community about the shape, the strings, the pickups, the headstock, we're gonna incorporate all your stuff, and then we're gonna have these guitars made and offer them in our Guitar Center stores and presumably online. This is a huge mistake. All right, so before I get into this really quickly, you're like, why should I listen to this guy besides the fact that he has a bunch of amps? So I work as an executive in the product management space, setting the vision for what our products should look like, how should they feel, what's the user experience, what's the time to value, what's out there in the competitive landscape, what should this look like, feel like, how should it be priced, packaged, all of that kind of stuff. Now, I don't do it in the guitar world, although maybe after this video, the CEO of Guitar Center will hire me. I want you to know that this is coming from not just my opinion as a guitar player, but also as a professional in the product management industry. So making a guitar brand at this point seems like a terrible idea to me. I think it's a huge mistake. And there's kind of really two reasons for that. The first reason is it's too late. It's way too late. This could have been a thing for Guitar Center maybe back in 10 to 2015, like right when import guitars were starting to get good, like when the PRS SE line became kind of serious business, or like the Sterling by Music Man became like kind of serious business. That might have been an optimum time for Guitar Center to launch a brand like a Chapman or something. I think the time for that has way passed. There's already so many good import guitars, affordable guitars out there, many of which have features and things that Guitar Center doesn't carry. Like, for example, Phil McKnight did a bit about this week. It was a great job. He talked about how the guitar brand doesn't make any sense because it's insulting to the brands that you already have, and yet it's also insulting to the brands you don't have, because a lot of the things that I'm sure are going to come up in this process, there's probably guitars out there already that exist. Like Phil McKnight said, for example, like somebody said, they should make a guitar where you can switch out the pickups easily. They already do. They should make a guitar that has multiple voicings or something. They already do. So I think they're way late to this party. In addition to being way late, they're choosing to start an import guitar brand now when there's all these tariffs and everything. I mean, you saw what happened with Harley Benton. They had to close up shop. The timing on this seems really bad. That's number one. Number two, the approach to me sounds really bad. So part of product management and being a product leader is going out to your customers, your prospective customers, your partners, even people who are not your customers, like people that are against you, and interviewing them all and talking to them all. Tell me about the product. Tell me about how you use it. Tell me about how your team uses it. Is there a way we could make it better? Show me some of your workflows, and let's talk about how I can make that easier. These are all normal things product managers do. But it's very rare to go directly to the public. I'm the CEO of Guitar Center, and we're going to design a guitar along with 3 million internet people. Seems very weird, okay? And the other thing about it is that it reminds me a lot of what happened with Guitar Center and Limp Bizkit back in the early 2000s. I'm kind of dating myself here, and I didn't look this up before we started, but my recollection is that it was like 2002 or 3. It was after, what is it called? Chocolate and the chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water. Jesus Christ. Wow, Limp Bizkit. They're cool again now. Who knew? After that, I believe Wes Borland had left the band, and they wanted to hire a new guitar player, and they wanted to crowdsource this guitar player. So Limp Bizkit partnered with Guitar Center. They went out to all the guitar centers in the country, and they held events. It was like, hey, come in, audition to be Limp Bizkit's new guitar player. And the lines were very long. I had some friends that went and did it at the one near me in Baltimore at the time. Guitar Center got kind of cooked for this, and Limp Bizkit got kind of cooked for this in the court of public opinion. So what a lot of people said were like, hey, this is a nice idea, but the problem is that when I go to audition for Limp Bizkit, I actually have to sign this paper that says I give up all my rights to everything that I play. So if I play any of my band's original riffs or if I play something I'm working on, or I just play some simple idea that comes to me in the moment, Limp Bizkit now owns it. They did not allow covers for the same reason, copyright. And then if you look through all the fine print, we own it. So I feel like this is a similar type of situation where Guitar Center is trying to get all this information out of people, and then they're gonna own it, and they're gonna turn it into a product. And it's not like suggestions, they're gonna be getting intelligence, market intelligence. So I understand that it sounds like a really good idea on paper, but I don't think that it probably makes a lot of sense. So that's why launching the guitar brand is a really bad thing. Okay, so you're probably like, all right, Mike, what do you think we should do? I'm so glad that you asked. Okay, so if I was the new chief product officer at Guitar Center, or I was consulting for Guitar Center, what I would advise them to do is, first of all, do not do this new guitar brand thing. I think the overhead on this is gonna be a lot. I think the margin is not going to be super high. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a big infrastructure. You're talking about tariffs and an untenable political situation. Forget all that. Forget it. Forget it. Let's focus on the strengths that Guitar Center has right now in a way that we can improve very quickly. So let's talk about the strengths that Guitar Center already has and how to build those up into a new product line that's going to be way higher margin, take a lot less time and energy to develop, and frankly, just make sense. It's where the market is at. And that is that Guitar Center needs to update their used guitar experience, okay? So after Reverb, Guitar Center and Musician's Friend, right, have the largest inventory of used gear on the planet. But people hate buying used gear from Guitar Center on their website. Why? The pictures suck. There's no description. They don't weigh the guitars. Sometimes they don't even show the damage. They use a really bizarre condition where it's like new, excellent, very good. And then, you'll look at two guitars and you'll be like, well, this one is very good and this one is excellent. But the very good one looks better than the excellent one because the pictures are better. People don't want to buy used guitars from Guitar Center because of that experience. Now, you're probably going to say, Mike, but here's the thing. If I buy a used guitar from Guitar Center and it sucks, I can go to any Guitar Center in the country and return it. Exactly. Let's flex these things to our advantage. So our online thing sucks for used guitars, but our in-store return policy is really good. So let's marry these together and build this up. So the first thing we're going to do is every Guitar Center right now, I don't know if you guys have seen this at your local Guitar Center, but I've seen it at mine. As part of the CEO's new initiative, he's having them close all the department-based cash wraps. So instead of there being a cash wrap in guitars and in drums and in acoustic guitars, they've put them all to the front of the store. They've gotten a lot of space back in their stores because they pulled out all these cash wraps. So they've got a lot of real estate in their store right now that is free. Guitar Center should be taking a portion of that real estate and devoting it to the used guitar experience. And what do I mean? I mean, you set up, just like Sweetwater, you set up a photo booth. You take great pictures with great lighting. You weigh every guitar. You have a serial number for every guitar. You outline any damage for every guitar. You hold a pick or one of those little 1-inch stickers that Sweetwater has next to any damage on the guitar. Maybe you even hire someone at each store to do this. Maybe you hire a local photographer, and maybe you hire them and you have them run this photo booth. And so the idea is we replicate the idea of a Sweetwater or a Wildwood Guitars or an N Stuff Music or an Empire Music, all these great stores out there that are weighing their guitars and doing all those things I just mentioned. And you just do the same thing at Guitar Center. And over the course of, I would guess, 3 to 6 months, if Guitar Center does it right, their whole old system of shitty photos and everything will probably be mostly washed away, and all this great new experience will be here. And it will make the customer more likely to buy Guitar Center's used inventory because they can understand the thing that they're buying more before they buy it. And then guess what? If they do get it, and they don't like it, or it doesn't live up to the pictures, or there was something undocumented, whatever it is, they can return it at any store. No questions asked within 30 days. It's so powerful. You can't do that with Sweetwater. You can't do that with Empire Music. You can't do that with N Stuff. You've got to ship here, then you got to ship back, and sometimes they charge you a restocking fee, or they charge you for the shipping both ways, or whatever. Guitar Center's not going to do any of that to you. We've got this huge used inventory, now updated with all these great pictures and weights and damage and everything. And if you get it and you don't like it, you can return it at any Guitar Center for 30 days. No questions asked. That is so powerful. It's so powerful. And it takes a strength Guitar Center already has, its used inventory, and its 30-day return policy, and its stores, and it combines them into a new product line where the revenue is going to be high, but the margin is going to be higher. Used guitars, the margin is way higher than a new guitar. New guitar, the margin is maybe like 10%, 15% for the store. So when you ask for a deal, the dealer is eating into, right, or Guitar Center is eating into their own profit margin to give you that deal. The margin on new guitars is not that awesome, but the margin on used gear is amazing. And right now that process is being inhibited by the shitty experience on their website. So most people are probably only buying used guitars from their local Guitar Center, or you're willing to take a chance on some of this stuff online because you know you can return it. But why not improve that experience? That just seems like the simplest, most direct way to improve Guitar Center, improve the experience, and take advantage of this huge network of used gear and stores that they have. So it creates this machine. And that's what you want to do in product management. You want to create a product line that's like this machine. So what happens is, like, somebody sees a guitar on the Guitar Center website. It's got great pictures and photos and weights and all that stuff. They buy it. It gets shipped to their house. They have 30 days to evaluate it. If they don't like it, they can return it to their local Guitar Center. And then guess what? That Guitar Center takes the pictures, puts it back online, and it goes to another person, right? And it just keeps going around in this wheel. And Guitar Center could buy and sell and resell all these guitars many times, making money time after time after time. But instead, the CEO of Guitar Center would rather go focus on building a new guitar line that's crowdsourced by the internet? It makes absolutely no sense. I just think that the CEO of Guitar Center is making a huge mistake. This is the kind of thing that gets CEOs fired. This is like Gibson saying they're putting robot tuners on shit. This is what gets you fired as CEO. And that is what Guitar Center should be focusing on. Okay, guys, I'm Mike from Eldorado Guitars. Thanks for sitting around and having at least a little bit of beer with me. I didn't drink much of this. Cheers. I hope you guys have a great Saturday. See you.